Good afternoon. Welcome to Money Control. I'm Karunya Rao. With me is Manisha Gupta. And today, all eyes will be on metal prices. Copper has hit a 4-week low. Aluminium is at a 6-month low. Zinc is at a 4-week low. Iron ore is at a 3-week low. What is going on? My God, I look like I'm reading off a menu card. But what's going on?
Oh, well, absolutely. That's exactly the issue is you have seen the metal prices come off so sharply from their March and April highs. That's exactly when most of the metal made their all-time highs or multi-year highs. But since then, for the month of May and the month of June as well, we've seen constant declines in many of these metal prices. And it just seems to be getting deeper with the sell-off in equity markets, the demand growth concerns, inflation concerns, interest rate hikes, data not coming in positive. The war is still on. Do you want me to go on?
Yes, please.
The COVID is still on. And then the markets are looking at the global central banks where the rate hikes have just about started is what we understand. So is the pain done with? No, it's not. But will you see buying on the lower levels? Yes, you will. Small little buys is what you will continue to see. But metal prices overall, I think for the rest of the year, this year as well, is going to be quite difficult. Until last quarter, we thought that yes, problems will start to ease. But the way the inflation is staying there, with more and more people now telling us that the recession is a big possibility there. Actually, there was a JP Morgan report which said that S&P 500 does reflect that there is an 85% probability that US will get into recession. I mean, these kind of statements are not lost onto the market, and we have seen declines because of these.
Absolutely. And in fact, there is some rub-off on the precious metals as well. And yesterday you were talking about gold. So has there been any update there? I mean, what is the relation between metals, precious metals, and of course the overall commentary on recession and inflation and all kinds of
Karunya, from our conversation yesterday, I'm happy to report that in overall metals, if there is something that is declining, the least is precious metals.
Okay.
So we have seen gold and silver, as we were talking to you yesterday. Gold and silver have held on. The markets do believe that with the kind of scenario that we are in right now, if there is any place that you have to get into is gold, because if the inflation is going to be higher, you are looking at gold.
Safe haven.
If interest rates are going high, that means there is recession coming in. Then also you have a safe haven, and then gold perhaps would be your better bet here. So all the portfolio diversification that you have been doing or are intending to do, I think gold should definitely be a part of this. We have heard people say that yes, it is going to be a very broad and very volatile move continuing in gold. People have been telling us that 1700 is a possibility on the lower side. So is 2000 on the higher side. So that's exactly the kind of moves we are looking at. So yes, keep buying on those dips and keep it in your portfolio.
The champion of gold has spoken.
Oh.
But isn't the fall in metal prices good news for consumer companies and for manufacturing companies, or is the quantum of fall not as meaningful for them yet?
No, I think it's a good news for consumer companies here. But the point is, how much is demand that you're going to see in there? So, well, yes, the raw material cost is going down. You know, that's exactly the case that we've seen in for steel, by the way. So, steel production has been immense, but the steel demand hasn't been there so strong. Steel exports in India are now attract 15% duty. So, it's not such a good news for the companies here. And when you look at the ingredients, nickel has continued to decline. Iron ore is trading at a 3-week lows. Last year's iron ore all-time high was $230 a ton. It's trading at $130 a ton today. So yes, we've seen really half of prices for many of these. So is the case with coking coal, Dalian coke prices. All of that has seen 6 to 7% of a decline in this week itself. So while yes, supplies always has been a bit of a concern, many of the metal inventories have continued to decline. But it really is about the demand, which is really slowing down.
What about metals like zinc and nickel? I mean, the outlook was fairly strong there, that despite what happens in the other metal prices, these two look relatively stronger. Has that also seen some sharp reversal?
It's taken a hit, yes. And I'll give you an example of aluminum. Aluminum inventories are at 21-year lows. Aluminum, a major chunk of input cost is energy, where the prices have gone through the roof. But even with that, aluminum is trading at a 6-month lows. So fundamentals are on the stronger side. Yes, there is problem with the input cost. There is problem with the inventories, which are really low. But it still is about the demand. Once that starts picking up, you will see buying coming in. Fundamentals are ready and strong, but where is the demand?
And is it still tricky to buy into metals right now? It looks bearish or weak in the near term?
It still does, yes. There is really no reason. What do you see changing in next 2 or 3 months? I mean, the view is...
Yeah, I mean, nothing much has changed in the last 2-3 months. So,
and the way the equities have declined, the way we are looking at rate hikes and concerns, if something really big was to change, I think that is the only way to change your mindset onto these commodities. Until then, yes, there will be buying opportunities. It's never going to be a one straight line up or down there. But the larger trend still for the foreseeable future which is not too far, does seem slightly bearish.
Okay, and all eyes then should perhaps be on gold and silver and whatever else you like, but do your analysis and figure out what you want to buy and at what levels. For today, that's all from now. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.